Today's daily recap for Beyond the Gates is for Wednesday, April the 23rd, 2025. This is going to be a short one, y'all, because I'm still coughing, but I did go to the doctor. For those of you who have been wishing me well, thank you so much for that. Got a little cough medicine, but it hasn't been kicking in because apparently this is type of allergy going around or allergies. Joey finds Vanessa and tells Vanessa he wants to be her partner. Now, I know you're looking shocked up at the picture above there with Vanessa and her actual husband, Doug. I was shocked. Yeah, they hit the sheets in the episode today. Why? I don't know. Because one thing, Joey got a scratcher, and the scratcher showed $50,000. Right? What was so interesting is he scratched off the box that showed the possible prize of that scratcher. He didn't scratch off nothing that actually made, the three in a row or the tic tac, whatever you had to do for it. But, I guess they couldn't manufacture a scratcher all the way. So they wanted us to roll with that, right? Somebody dropped the scratcher at Orphe Jeans, and Andre was leaving because he had been talking to Doug. And he goes, "Ooh, is this yours?" And Doug is like, "No, it's not mine." And so he goes, "Well, here, your lucky day." So when Andre leaves, Doug scratches it, and that's when he sees the $50,000. Well, okay, you know, he could have got a ticket that said possible prize was $100,000. However, the other stuff you have to scratch off has to equal that, right? Whatever the game is. But anyway, 50,000. So he calls Randy and he tells him he won a $50,000 scratcher. And Randy's like, "Oh no," or he tells him to come over. No, I think he called him. And Randy says, "Okay, now that puts you down on a hefty, that puts a big dent in what you owe Joey. You need to make sure you get this to him today." And Doug is like, "Joey, no, I'm on a lucky streak. I'm going to parlay this and I'm going to win everything that I owe Joey." Said like a true addicted gambler. And Randy was saying, "Man, I think your best bet is to start paying down your debt." Well, he wasn't listening. He got Randy to bet it on a horse race. His horse came in last. So he lost it all. Or at least that's what Randy told him. you know, he lost 50,000 like that. And he's like, "Oh, but that was a for sure thing." And when he said that, I thought, what horse race is a for sure thing? In what planet? Right? So Randy's like, "Yeah, man, sorry." And he goes, "Well, oh well, I guess easy come, easy gone." I'm thinking, oh no, there we go. Because realistically, now you aren't in debt for losing the horse race, but you still owe Joey what you owe him, and you lost that additional amount. That was crazy. So what Joey wants from Vanessa, he wants to do business with her. So he said, "I have an idea what we could do together. You said your business sells blah, blah, blah in properties a month, right?" He says, "Well, I'm going to bring you the product." So he's saying he's going to bring the houses, the rehabs, give her the money to fix them up. Or actually, no, he's going to fix them up, but he wants her expertise in, I guess, layout. And then she's going to sell those homes. So I guess he figures that's how he's going to wash his money. I still don't see how that's going to wash it because he's still using his money. Or maybe what he said is, "I'm going to bring you the properties. I'm going to give you the money for the rehab of these properties, and you have full control on the design. And I think that's what he said, because see, that's the only way he could really bring fresh cash into her books. See, that's kind of interesting how he plans on doing that, right? So of course Vanessa's all in. Well, Doug had gone back to Uptown where Randy gave him the news that his horse lost. So he was getting ready to leave, and he sees Joey and his wife Vanessa. And he's looking because Vanessa's sitting next to him, and she said, "Yes, I'm in. I'm definitely in." So I don't know what sparked them meeting up at home later. Maybe I fast forwarded a scene. So anybody in comment corner, let me know that I missed something, because look, I could have been coughing my head off through that part, right? I missed the whole thing. Like, how did Doug and Vanessa hook up before they ended up in their room? Or did they even show that? Because my thing is they just didn't show it. They just showed them there after. I don't know, but let me know, comment corner. I need your help. Now we have Danny tells her friend Pamela. Yep, I wrote it down this time. Ex Dixie. But Pamela that she's a yes. And there it go. And Pamela's so excited. She's spouting off all these things they need and blah, blah, blah. Danny says, "Well, hold up, hold up. I'll tell you something else we need first." And next thing we know, Andre's back over there, and Andre's taking pictures, publicity pictures of the girls, the ladies, the women. But Chelsea had come over, and we still having the conversation. Danny tells Chelsea no. And she actually tells, because Chelsea couldn't believe it. She goes, I wasn't imagining this conversation would go that way, this way. And Danny says, and had you asked me this a week ago, it wouldn't have. She said, but I have a plan now. She says, "What plan?" She goes, "Pamela and I are opening up a modeling agency." And Chelsea looks at her and says, "A modeling agency?" She goes, "That's good, Mom. You will be great with that." She goes, "I know. And we're so excited." So now she goes, I've been Danny Chelsea 2.0 or 1.0. And then the thought of 2.0 was great, but no, it's time for me to be Danny Dupree. And I'm excited. So Chelsea had to wish her well, of course, right? But then they get some pictures together. They're going to be good. I'm happy with the way that's going with Danny. So they're back at the club. We still have Nicole, Ted, and Eva meeting. And Eva, remember I said Ted wanted to say something to Eva. Really, it was talk about jeweler might be calling and some personal plans, some family coming over. He wants her to have some extra uh, invitations for guests that come in from town that they're not expecting. And Eva is looking into the lobby, glances up, and she sees her Dana talking to Nicole. And Dana's telling Nicole she's leaving town, and her pulling her off that ledge gave her purpose. Now she knows what she's gonna do, and she blah 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 BS, right? And so she goes, I just wanted to thank you. Well, here's the interesting thing, everybody. Does Dana belong at the country club? No. So how, and actually Dana wouldn't have been able to get in the country club. Some country clubs do have uh open doors, but not really. You have to show your membership to get in. So Nicole's buying it hook, line, and sinker to be a psychologist. But if you really wanted to say goodbye, you would have met Danny at the Nicole at the hospital. And it doesn't explain what you're doing at the country club, because remember, she pretended to have left her phone on the counter. What she said would have had the hair on the back of my neck standing up if I was Nicole, because it didn't make sense. There's nothing about her seems sincere or makes sense. Sherry Carter. So Eva sees her, because remember, she's supposed to have left. Eva told her to leave. She got up earlier and told her, get out of here. You're gonna ruin everything. So Ted says, you know what, let me go see what's keeping Nicole. And Eva says, oh no, my phone is vibrating. Wait, maybe it's your jeweler. Oh, so Ted sits down and she's talking, uh-huh. And Ted goes, you know what? I'm gonna go find. She goes, no, no, no. Sorry, this wasn't your jeweler. But let me get rid of this call. He goes, no, no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go talk to Nicole. He gets up and Eva's like, oh man. So she grabs her stuff, she runs out, and when she gets out to the lobby, Nicole's by herself. It's just Nicole and Ted. Sherry had left, or Dana slash LSD had left. She gets home. Eva rips Leslie slash Dana a new one. She tells her, because she tells her, what were you doing at the club? Back at the club. She goes, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, after I told you to leave, you came back. I did not come back. I left when you told me to leave. She says, you are a pathological. Oh, she just lit into Leslie. And she goes, now hold on. She says, who do you think you talking to? She says, I'm talking to you. She says, you can lie to everybody else. You can lie to Ted, you can lie to Nicole, Mona, everybody out on the street. But when we get in this house, you are not supposed to lie to me. I'm not lying to you. And she goes, I saw you with my own eyes talking to Nicole in that lobby. And she says, and I'm telling you, I left. Oh my goodness. Let's see. That explains Leslie's level of crazy. Unbelievable. We're going to see tomorrow if she finally does say, okay, fine. Because as of yesterday's episode, even though I'm doing this recap for today, but actually I was a little too sick last night to do the recording. So I'm doing it Thursday. So that's why I said yes, yesterday's episode. She hadn't come clean. But Eva was all nipping at her heels. That woman can be fierce. But I guess you have to be fierce growing up with the likes of Dana, right? Because that woman would twist your mind into knots. So we had a nice, normal, boring scene with Ashley and Derek. They both had the afternoon off, and you know what? I ain't even got nothing to say about that. It was just so boring. Um, I think that's it because Danny and Pamela were going over the pictures that Andre took of them, and yeah, that was about it. Nothing else really interesting happened after that. But you know, I do like the way things are still progressing along. I like that about it, and you know, we had some action today. And I'll be back to later today with the another daily recap of Beyond the Gates.